Hello, welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We're way through here, and we can see we are now the evil Ikkuro. Switched our government type over to Way of Darkness, bonuses and benefits. Our Dark Lord is, exploration time reduction kind of sucks at this stage of the game. I wish this was something more economically beneficial. Speaking of economy, that's awful as well. Negative 850k, although that'll change as we unpause and start to progress, which let's go do that right. Well, that mostly has to do with our abysmal reputation, because when we switched government types, we spawned like 19 independent colonies and went through and invaded them all. So now we're kind of just waiting on all of that to tick down. But in the meantime, I am going to do some of these diplotechs. And as I research these diplotechs, it will bump our reputation just a little bit. And that will end up making things just a little bit better for us. Slowly but surely getting this reputation down. Reputation affects economy indirectly, because if you go to any planet and you look at the happiness, you can see that we are concerned about our empire's poor reputation. Right now it's at 0. It could be at positive, and the more positive it is, the more have the taxes in. So kind of where we're at there. We're also spending a ton of money retrofitting our ships. We just, at the end of the last episode, we redesigned 3 major things. Dreadnought and a fleet carrier and a spaceport. And now it's just costing a ton of money to go through and retrofit all that stuff. That's why our money keeps dipping in it. So if we look at our fleets, we can see we're doing okay there. Most of them are currently retrofitting, but some of them are pretty stocked up on troops, like 135k. Troop strength is pretty good. All right, we just completed another diplotech. Bumped us down just a little bit more. Just anything to help offset the craziness. If we look at colony ships, we can see there's still a decent amount going through to colonize stuff. We have multiple planets of appropriate suitability flagged for colonization, and it's just a matter of waiting for all these colony ships to land there and take up camp. So waiting on that to happen, waiting for our economy to recover. Once we get back in the positive and I'm feeling more confident, everything's retrofit and our troops are pretty stocked up, I have intentions on going after the other yellow empire over here. Ooh, critical research breakthrough. Very nice. Can't afford to crash research anything right now just because of how much money we've been spending. But I do plan on trying to take these guys out. I think I will be able to. Probably. I'm a little worried because they are part of our alliance. So I have to figure out how to maybe remove them from our alliance. Oh. We'll have to see how that plays out. Speaking of alliance, take a quick look at this. Expose, expel, Uvu guilds. Nah, I think there's a way. I think there's a way we can go to war with them without directly going to war with them. Illinian Union is in the alliance. These guys are in the alliance. I don't want to go to war with everyone. Right, is there anyone allied with them? So these guys are their vassal. These guys, I don't know what they are. All right, let's just look at the strength. 5.7 million, a little bit less than us. Right, I'm not currently seeing a pathway to go to war with them, but it doesn't mean one won't exist at some point. It looks like I can go to war with the Biscarans with no consequence, so might want to look into doing that. They're pretty weak, and we could take over a couple systems. Pretty straightforward. What's all the craziness? Starting to go cash positive again. Reputation is starting to recover. Very slowly, but surely. Alright, looks like our ships are still constructing mining stations. I thought those were mostly... apparently we still need Aculon. So some construction is still happening here. Although we seem to have an excessive amount of other things. This is massive. 50%? What is this planet? I would love to get this planet. Alright, we failed to steal something there. That's okay. Alright, so it's good to be cash positive again. I think we're still kind of setting aside some level of cash. We have gravity well generators now. So I imagine the AI is going to start building those in some areas of our empire. These are the enhanced troops. I don't want to spend a ton of resources on this right now. I don't want to do these 3-year ones yet, so let's maybe just bump this up the list. Because this gives us improvements to crew systems. Looks like it just gives us a little more crew capacity, little extra maintenance savings. Actually, I can't really tell what it does. Boarding and assault strength. This just gives population. Okay. That's not that important to get. All right. Attack strength is very valuable because we're about to be invading all sorts of people. Let's just queue that up. How's the research going? 33,000. Huge. Let's look at new construction yards because we know there is bound to be many. So if we can keep scaling that up, that would be fantastic. We know we lost a bunch when we had that rebellion. So rebuilding these would be super valuable. A little expensive, but that's a lot of research labs that we are now going to be able to have. All right, 7 more places that down the road we'll be able to build something, but not quite yet. Let's sort by population. Just scroll down the list, make sure I didn't miss anybody here. Looks like I did. Not too many, but a couple. I think they will build them on their own eventually, but rather just get them built now while we have the resources to do it. Oh, apparently I missed several. All right, that should be good. How's the colony ship situation going? Loading and unloading. 2 of them are actually going to colonize. Hopefully not too far away. Yeah, this guy's pretty close. Let's take a look at where our ships are based. Because if I'm going to go to the War of Biscarans, I might as well start moving my fleets around now and getting them to the correct locations. All right, so these guys are over here. Where's this guy at? Nowhere nearby. All right, you're going to come over here as well. Oh, you guys are all the way down there. Yeah, we got to get you over in this area. That's not us. All right, the bigger thing is the invasion fleets. I mean, these guys really don't have much of an attack or defense presence, so the invasion fleets are the ones I need to make sure are actually pretty close. You're not currently particularly close. Neither of these are ours, huh? That means none of these are. All right, invasion fleet 6 is not particularly close. Not us. These yellow guys gotta go. They're just confusing me. All right, let's change these to 33% of fuel range. That way they at least have a couple spots here they can tag. Right, these guys can come over here. Once they're done. Yeah, 33% of fuel range is just a little bit bigger. I think I'm going to modify all of these to be 33%. Same with the attack fleets. I think we're ready to start scaling their range a little bit. It's still massive. Like, I don't know. Might be a little too big, but yeah, it's pretty much the whole galaxy. All right, reputation still improving. Cash flow is also improving as a result. There was some tech that did not retrofit properly. Or the upgrade, I'd have to redesign the ship. Couldn't remember what it was. It was something at the end of last episode. I think it had something to do with maybe the passenger ships, like the massive passenger compartments. Let's do latest per category and family. There was no weapons on here, so that doesn't help. Let's take the ion shield off of there. That's not doing anything. Is there any way for me to... I guess we could take one shield off. And that way there's enough space to add an extra passenger compartment. The miners already have massive cargo bay. No, they have large cargo bay. Which actually means everybody would probably benefit from this. Do I want to do this now, though? Probably not. Probably want to wait till 0-point reactors are there, because then I can build that. Well, that's a lot of colonists that are happening now. Oh, this is the newer colony ship. Maybe that's why it was taking so long. I don't know. 80 million on the module there. That's not the largest size colony ship we can have. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. All right, let's take a quick gander through the research tech and see what's available for us that we could spend a little money on. All right, year and a half to update, and that's like 100 something days. Yeah, let's get that done just to like unlock and get to the final stages there. We really should upgrade this stuff as well. 46 days, 36 days. This is nothing. A lot of weapon tech, but I think it's good. We will have to spin some of these out next. Hopefully before we start invading planets, because that'll make a big difference. Robotic repairs don't matter if we have this full regeneration. These are cheap. We should probably do advanced scanning, deep space arrays, some more resource secrets, maybe? Maybe? I definitely want to keep the habitability modules upgrading. We've already done all the colony techs we can. Did I just not design a world? Because I thought, yeah, world ship. Like a massive colony ship. Now that we're, you know, pretty much done colonizing. Let's go ahead and design it anyway. Oh, it is the world ship. We already have it. Okay. So that is it. For some reason, I thought it'd be more. All right, we can see the private economy is like beyond thriving at this point, plus almost 10 mil with a 31 mil cash reserve. So I probably could go back and retrofit some of the ships at this point. Go ahead and hit upgrade. That'll change these out to massive cargo bays. You know what? I keep saying to wait. Let's get 0 point energy done. So suppose I should listen to what I said. Like we are still quite ahead. 51% to 32%. Uvu Guilds is 36%, and then Bascarans are right after that. So if we take out the Bascarans, it's gonna give us a pretty good chunk. Our population is skyrocketing it. How are our invasion fleets doing? Looks like they're still flying around, loading troops up. But don't want to quite interrupt them yet by declaring war. I want them to be as stocked as possible. We go ahead and increase the speed to ×4. Probably should have done that a little earlier. All right, we're still staying cash positive, although pretty wild fluctuations, like plus 200k, plus 500k. Like it's bouncing all over the place. Hoping at some point it'll be a little more stabilized. I mean, what we're doing now can only benefit our economy. Looks like the Dark Lord is continuing to develop new skills. So mining rate started off negative, now it's +7. I don't really need this research back. It doesn't hurt, I just don't really need it. And this is completely useless for the most part. All right, once we have 0 point, I'm going to retrofit our civilian ships, but not our other ships, our military ships, because I'm about to research a ton of different weapon techs, so I wait on retrofitting those. Plus, this will help build up some of our cash stockpile. Go ahead and get this going here. All right, retrofit Upgrade 0-point reactors. Nice. I mean, I don't need it, but I want to upgrade them anyway because I want the larger cargo bays. Do you fit another cargo bay? And perfect. All right, you're as decked out as you're getting. Did they already retrofit like 6 of these? Let's check out the civilian stations. 0-point reactor would be a nice little bump for them. Add some more massive passenger compartments. I think that would make this resort base even better. Don't think we could fit another one. Well, really. All right, well, let's just leave it at that. All right, mining stations. You could benefit from massive cargo bays. All right, that should be good for now. Gonna see a ton of retrofitting happening. Civilian ships. We're still retrofitting some of our military ships as well, but that, look at that. It just massively jumped. My guess is we spent pretty much all the cash. Yeah, we did. We're going to be seeing a ton of these ships under construction. Look at wait times. Yeah, some of these are... you know, nothing too crazy. Unknown runes. So is that just our ships not surveying that should be? Or do we have to actually research that better tech before it can do anything? Because if that's the case, I feel like we are missing out a little bit by not having that tech researched. So let's do that. Actually, let's bump those up to near the top of the list. And we should be able to crash research everything at this point. We have so much money. All right, we're starting to dip down economically. Not exactly sure why. Hopefully we'll bounce back pretty soon. Our reputation is still slowly improving. Tourism's like off the charts. We're getting a bunch of bonus money from that. I mean, our bonus money is almost as much as our economy. All right, so we got those 2 techs done. Let's go ahead and retrofit our scout ships. I don't think we have any new design. Nope, just a large exploration ship. Do an upgrade. Yep, deep planetary scanner, deep survey module, crystal sensors. The rest of this stuff all stays the same. High density fuel cells. All good. 0-point reactor. Yeah, everything's in the positive. Go ahead and retrofit. All right, these ships have been fluttering around a little too long. We got one fleet that's done loading troops, and others that definitely are not. But at this point, I just got to go to war. Try to make some progress here. So let's go ahead and bump up some of these troop techs because we're going to be going to war. I think I'd rather get those going as fast as possible. All of them will take about a year each. If we crash research them, it'll be even faster. We eventually will get Titans, but for this one, we're not gonna. All right, let's go ahead and ruin our developing reputation. We don't have anybody here that is allied with them. They seem incredibly weak for whatever reason. So, because I'm in a alliance. Well, I think I just need to leave that alliance. Okay, so I'm out of that alliance. I can go to war with the Boscarans. Gonna put me a little bit of disharmony, but that's fine. We could definitely absorb a little bit of nastiness for a little while. Go ahead and look at the enemy targets. We want Boscaran colonies, and we want to just invade everything. Definitely don't want bombardment of anything. We can clear defenses. Let's see how that goes. I'm pretty sure we don't actually need to do that any meaningful way. We definitely don't want to do bombardment of any kind. All right, looks like we're starting with this planet here. Hopefully we'll be pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, we're not even scratching. All right, we can see the invasion fleets are rushing back to go invade, which is perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping they were gonna do. Just kind of take a break from loading troops and just go invade those planets. Could always go back and do more later. All right, we took this planet. Ooh, experimental death ray. I like it. I don't think it's as good as some of the other weapons we can get. Matter of fact, I'm positive we look at the death ray here. Yeah, 300 damage. What does that consider? Beam standoff weapon? It's a blaster. This is beam. So it actually will take a while for us to get this beam standoff weapon equivalent. I don't know why this is up here. It should be like down here because it's a beam weapon. So yeah, I guess this actually would be quite an improvement from what we currently have. 40% armor bypass too. Might want to look at that at some point in the near future. Tell our fleets to clear this stuff. But again, I don't think it's strictly necessary. Didn't mean to build that. These are all defenses. Battlefield medicine could be useful. We want the offensive stuff sooner than later. Am I not in any treaties with them anymore? No, it looks like we got rid of virtually every treaty. Of course you want to end the war. That is not going to happen right now, my friend. You're kicking your butt too bad. Oh good, they're being smart and they're reloading the troops almost immediately afterward. Right. Battlefield medicine will help heal our troops up. Did anybody else go to war with them at the same time? Yes. All of these people did. Okay, so they're piling on. Well, hopefully we get all of our invasions off first. Our troop attack strength has been just massively scaling up over time. I think it was like 200 or 300k when we started, and now it's 940. So definitely populating these invasion fleets. More to come for sure. All right, got another couple colonies tagged. All right, you gotta be making some decent progress here. Superior logistics done, advanced synthetics almost done. We still got a couple offensive techs going there. Is this what they're saying is an angry colony? No. You're the angry. Let's get this built as fast as possible. That'll break you out of your anger. Enemy scientist captured. Very nice. Alright, looks like we're taking this stuff down pretty readily. Did we not start invading this yet? Oh, this is their capital. We're going for the kill shot. Alright, let's take out that defensive base first. Now we'll invade the planet. Alright, well that was pretty good. Don't have much there worthwhile, but not too bad. Yeah, I don't like this. Like, why are 4 fleets dogpiling on this one planet that is spreading out? Oh, hello. Wormhole drive. Ice Space Generator, Stellar Armor, Quantum Burst. So we just got like every tech known to man as far as these super techs go. Takes several years to finish though, and ultimately they don't end up being better than this stuff. Although it takes a long time to get to that point. Alright, well, let's queue up the super array. Super ion blast. I don't think I often get that one. Super shield, super drive, super engine. I'll wait a little bit on queuing that up. That's going to give me something to work on. I mean, with crash research, it's 3 years each, which isn't terrible. And I'm not going to get that much more research coming in the immediate future, so. Might as well just bite the bullet and start working on those things. Alright. Alright, we're making a little progress. The AI seems to be doing pretty well with this at this point. Still this whole multiple fleets thing, but maybe those fleets are low. Let's see, 5, 4, and 7. No. Nope, those are all massive fleets that have a lot of troops in them. So, not really sure why that would be a thing. Super engine, super maneuvering, super armor, super sensors. I'm just gonna go like full super everything, and then we can go back and retrofit and start doing those recurring researches until they're actually better. Assuming I haven't won before then, which at this rate is actually looking decently possible. We are up to 308 colonies now. Oops, so something must be happening. Pause for a second. All right, so we took that over. What else did we take over? Can't tell. Did we take this one yet? No. We're currently evading it. Oh. We had a little simultaneous invasion going on there. They're not too unhappy with us. My reputation's still getting better as while we're at war with these guys, so can't complain too much. I do not like that they're in my system. Is there a conversation to be had with them about buying some of those planets, maybe some of these spaceports? Wow, that's a lot of mining stations. I'd love to buy all of these. And mining stations, it looks like they increased the cost of them. They were really, really cheap. And now they're not. Oh, good God. They added 1 million credits in the patch. That is so valuable. So that makes clicking this like much less painful. All right, what do you think of this? We get all of these things. And all we got to do is give them a little money. Right, I don't have to give them anything. Talk with these guys. Let's negotiate a deal. Anything? No. Got a spy. Nothing too crazy. Negotiate a deal with you. Ah, there's a planet. We could probably buy that at some point. Alright, we got this one taken over. Now we got this one taken over. Looks like we beat them to the punch. Oh, this was a decent planet too. Alright, let's bump this all the way to the front. We want that being built ASAP. Wait, was that it? Are they dead? They must be. Can't click on their name. Wait, no. Okay. We just haven't quite gotten to that point yet. They have a lot of our spies. Do I get them back automatically? No, I'm gonna buy them back just in case they get like yeeted into the abyss. But I do think we have defeated them. Yep, looks like the game's freezing up while it's processing that. But that should be the end of the war. Alright, looks like that closed out just fine. Let's slow the game down just for a quick second here. War awareness immediately dropped. Reputation is still getting better and better. Is there any other tech down here I need to research? I don't think so. Elected governance feels like it is worth doing. This colony development plus 10 is pretty awesome. Super sensors was on the list of things I wanted to get. All right, so we'll knock out all these super techs and then we will circle back and get the other stuff. Is there anything else I need to do here? I don't think so. Like, defense is nice to have, but not explicitly necessary right now. 12 mil is a small price to pay to get this done quicker. All right, our invasion fleets are back to loading troops up, which is perfectly fine. They're actually, I feel like they're at the same spot or better than where they were when we started all the war. That war went super quick. I'm very excited about the new weapon tech. We are still colonizing several planets, and actually we just opened up a bunch more. So let's make sure we flag all of those and get those. I'm going down to the bottom of plus 20, just so that we get all those. Colony ships, looks like we already have a bunch, so they should, in their own time, go out there and start doing that stuff. Yeah, outside of that, everything seems to be going really well. I'm gonna sort by importance. We have 317 colonies. We are still cash negative at the moment, but actual research output is 40,000, which is higher than it was when we started. Resort locations, looks like there's a whole bunch that we're automatically already building. Let's go ahead and build all of these as well, because this is going to increase our science research, because each one of these has a lab on it. And it'll help our economy because they have economic boosters on them. We got 82 construction ships all running around doing what they need to do. Scientist appears, so we got a new scientist. We are once again cash positive. I'm gonna go to my prisoners, and I think I scooped up a scientist at some point. They do not appear to be here, so I wonder if we already recruited them or what happened, but they are not in this list anymore. All right, I think I'm going to call it an episode there. We made a good amount of progress. If we look at the old victory condition, we could see that we are at 55%. So wiping them out only boosted us like 3 or 4%. But that positions us to go after some of these other guys pretty readily. I think I might wait for, well, the economy to recover a little bit, but I want to load up a bunch of these troops. I want to retrofit my fleets. I want to get my strength even higher. I do want to build more invasion fleets just because 8 feels like it's not enough. And the question really is, who do I go after next? So everybody's like really happy with us, which is kind of bad because I feel like I have to go to war with everyone at the same time. And I'm not looking forward to that because they actually have, if I look at their military strength, like the Xenox Kingdom here, that's like 6 mil. These guys are 8 mil or 9 mil. Some of these guys are decently powerful. Now this guy's nothing, but is there any way to go to war with this guy out? Who else has a defensive pact? Just the people that are in the Freedom Alliance. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess some of these guys are pretty weak. Like, this guy kind of tied up in my upper area here. I think maybe he needs to be wiped out at some point. And then, yeah, maybe I just go after some of the, like, go to war with the whole alliance, but explicitly wipe out this little guy up here and maybe the other yellow guy, or try to. That's 113. That's a lot. I feel like that could be really beneficial. All right, let's look at revenue. You're actually more. You already started building this. So the colony development, I think, says empire bonus. So does that mean every single colony in our empire gets that? I hope it does. That would be massive. I don't know how conquering those Beskarian planets helped our economy so much, but our economy is once again skyrocketing. I think maybe everybody's just really happy. If I look at our Dark Lord, I could see that, yeah, not much has changed. Ship savings are a little bit higher, mining rates a little bit higher, but nothing too crazy. But like I said, I was calling an episode there, so thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see more content in the future, and we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.